What's going on, everybody? Brandon here. Time for a little update on the Robinhood challenge. As you can see, we got a red day, but that's no big deal. We're learning. And a lot of these tests from this red day actually gave me a lot of awesome data that I could work on with this. So let's go over a few trades here. So it looks like a big mess right here. So the initial 1690 put that we're going to let expire tomorrow and see how Robinhood closes it. We're still up 900 bucks on, but we lost obviously because the retrace on Amazon from the initial 1690 put we had original taken, and we were up like 3 grand plus or whatever. But that's okay because we ended up selling a put at 1687 down here, 1687.50 to be exact, and that one is up $2,395 because it retraced, right? Amazon was retracing, and when you sell a put contract, that's a long play. So initially when we purchased the put at 1690, we wanted Amazon to go down. We made all of that equity. We built up a huge debit in our account, and then we had thus then sold a put at the bottom of Amazon. So just in case it retraced, this put would still cover up those losses. So we're going to let those expire tomorrow and kind of see how Robinhood handles that an hour before market close. Now, the next test I did here was a full-on just debit spread. This would have worked out really nice if Apple continued to the downside. I wish it did not. We were up about 170 on this guy earlier. Not too big a deal. I entered on the pop on Apple. You can kind of see behind me here in that 172.40. Took a 170 put. We were up on the pullback. Pretty good, but since we didn't have any day trades, we couldn't close this debit spread out. So we're just going to let it run. It's not a big deal. We have a max loss. We know what that is. So a couple of the other tests I did when I seen Apple starting to curl back up, and I figured, it's time for a bounce. The SPY recovered that 263.15, which was kind of like my full-on buyback is what I posted in chat. I'm like, yeah, this thing's going to full-on buyback now after it broke above that level and volume increased a little bit. So to negate some of that loss, I just took some more 175 calls because we had a bunch of debit built up from the Amazon winnings, right? And we can use those right away. So what we did here was the 175 on the ones. Oh, that's weird. We made 175 bucks on 175 Apple calls. That was confusing for a second there. So we took out 5 contracts just naked. I didn't anything. This was just a straight up 5 calls when Apple was starting to break to the upside. Made 175 bucks on that to kind of negate some of the losses we had on that debit spread. And then the next one, when it was gathering up, I took a few 177.50 sells as well, which is a long play that we're up a tad bit on. That was just, again, a raw contract. So what we're going to do, and Facebook was the other one. We had this 134 Facebook put. This was in the money right away in the morning, and I started out naked, so I could have added this 133 sell put earlier and probably locked in that, but I was just letting it run, and we were up 100 bucks on it, and then we were in the money, and then all of a sudden it decided to reverse and go trail back up. So no big deal really, because we took the put sell for the long we added a leg to this 134 put on Facebook, but we added obviously a sell contract for the long. So we got back 52 bucks on that as the retracement went. So the Tesla call right now is pretty much useless. 65 bucks lost there, no big deal. And then the other one I think is like 100 bucks on Amazon, 1880s. Yeah, about 118 bucks. So we're still about 1,050 bucks on the week. Still a good week with the big Amazon move. And tomorrow's going to be like the day I get a whole bunch of data from these calls here. I got a bunch of stuff written down. I really want to see how Robinhood closes these out and where the money is. And, whatever happens, happens. I'm just going to let everything ride. It's fine. We were up a couple $100 in the morning, down a couple $100. That's no big deal for the cost of learning process here. Let's get my face out of the way here. And you can see when I started, that debit spread, the initial one was on the second pop when it kind of pushed up into the 200. So I took that 5 contract debit spread, and we were up a whole bunch. If that would have went in the money and 170 and cruised back down, that would have been fancy. But SPY was already pretty extended. I didn't expect this big of a bounce, I guess, in retracement, but kind of retraced right into major resistance and curl back up. So tomorrow's kind of a mystery. We'll see. Friday's usually sell-off days, but as you can see on the 4-hour, we pretty much gap filled to the 4-hour back to resistance, and most likely it'll come back down now. But we'll see. Tons of manipulation, tons of stupid stupid dip buyers here that happen to catch the up train. So, but again, it doesn't really matter. That's not a big deal. Let's check the daily on SPY quick here. Get a rundown on that. I wasn't here for the end of the day. I was just letting all this stuff ride so I could see how it reacted in the Robinhood account. So yeah, we definitely just came down, and I was calling out these levels here for the weekly trend test, and same as we did last time. We were into this mess. We just kind of found support at the secondary trend up here at 262.25, which that was a level I had talked about back for this low wick here at 262.25 on the daily, because we're always using our daily chart for support and resistance plays, especially for intraday and shit like this, and definitely on the fill all the way back up. So tomorrow's gonna be a mystery. Usually Friday's sell-off day. We'll see. We got tons of resistance at 270 and some change, so we're gonna be watching that. As far as Facebook, let's check that out. I can kind of go over where the entries were on that one for the day. Yeah, I got in Facebook on 134 on this breakdown right here, and then it ran all the way down, and we were in the money. And I didn't cover that like $70 or $80 gain right here, because I could have, remember, sold a put down here. So then initiating a long bias play, so thus locking in my original purchase of the put of 134 because it was in the money, right? So I purchased a naked put, just one flat out put at 134 on Facebook up here. Came all the way back down. We're in the money in $70. So I would have added a leg to that position, which is selling a put on Facebook, which is a bullish move. So as it went up, the bullish move that I added would increase in value, but the original put I had purchased at 134 would decrease in value, thus locking in my gains and not using a day trade. So if you're kind of following me there, we're going to elaborate more on that in the next coming videos here. But everything had a big retrace here. Unfortunately, let's look at Tesla. I didn't see Tesla, and I'm just coming back to the... Okay, so Tesla did have a huge retrace all the way back to the top here. Maybe Friday's my day for the squeeze day, because I still have these things expire tomorrow on Friday for the 400. So maybe this thing will just break highs again and just squeeze all hell, and the Tesla will be worth a crap ton. So that'd be kind of sweet. So I probably won't be around right away in the morning tomorrow for pre-market. I have an appointment, so I'm going to be most likely getting to the table about 9:30, 10. So that's all I got for you. It was a really good learning day. It was a really good experience going through all these, because now I'm learning the hedge and which hedges to take and how they fill. And for only a couple $100 loss, that's no big deal. Still up 1,051 on the week. Again, I'm just going to let a lot of these ride tomorrow, because I really want to see what Robinhood does in general about these closes, right? I'm not going to close any of these, even though I could, even depending on the market, even if we're big in the money, I'm just gonna let them ride, because I want to see what the contracts expire and how Robinhood handles it, because it's going to be way different than Tasty Works, and I feel like this little test here will benefit some good knowledge and some good data. So that's all I got for you guys today. That's the update on the Robinhood, and we will see you guys tomorrow for another update.